Thank you, everyone. Hi, everybody. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me, ENIPRO. Super excited about this opportunity and what I have to share. Thank you, Lara, for the introduction. Thanks, Kenny. All right, so I'll just share my screen so we can dive in as soon as possible. Okay, so this session is going to be a very interactive one. I always like my sessions to be interactive, so where I ask questions and you reply in the chat section just so we can all um, be on the same page. Okay, all right, so yes, I'm sharing my screen. Hope we can all see my screen now. Yeah, we should be able to see my screen. Awesome. All right, so I want to look at that, and I also want to look at the chart. So I'll just minimize it. Okay, so today's topic for me, so I choose changing the paradigm, navigating STEM fields as a woman or a girl. So I am a strong advocate for women in technology and women who have interest in coming into STEM fields, but are probably facing one challenge or the other. So like, how can we work together to achieve that and to bring more women into STEM fields? So challenging the paradigm. All right, so nice to meet you. As Lars introduced me, I'm Dami. I'm the founder of This and I'm also a UI designer and educator. So, what is STEM? Yes, this is my first question to everybody. What is STEM? What do you understand by STEM fields? Like, what do you understand by STEM? So, as I said, this session is going to be interactive. I want people to chat. I want people to share their knowledge with us. So, what is STEM? That's my first question. So, everyone, what is STEM? What is STEM? What is STEM? Science? Yes. So, electrical say science. Yes, that's correct. Science, technology. Okay. Science, tech. Cynthia says science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Bumi, thank you. Tinuke, thank you. So yes, I'm very, very glad we all understand okay what STEM is and what are STEM to what STEM is. Okay, yes, that's very good. So yes, my goal today is to advance women in STEM. In STEM, yeah, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yes, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, what are some of the STEM careers you know? So, I'm still asking questions. So, what are some of the STEM careers you know? Can you mention a few? So, just mention some STEM careers you know of, some you've heard about. Um, so, what data science? Yes, so data science is a STEM career. That's very, very correct and metrical. Okay, anyone else? STEM careers, software engineering, awesome. Any other one? STEM careers, STEM careers. There are a lot of them. Yeah, we should know them. At least everyone should say something. Okay, STEM careers. What are some STEM careers you know? Data analyst. Very good. Very good. Yes. Any other person? Statistician. Thank you to Lutara. That's very correct. So yes, we all get the idea. You all know okay where I'm going to when I talk about STEM and STEM careers. So I want to be sure that we all understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Yes, so there are some other STEM careers. There's some other STEM careers, right? I have software developers, data scientists, product management, UI UX design, research analysts, and yeah, kind of says AI. So the list is endless. There are a lot, right? There are actually a lot of STEM careers that we can we can be a part of. Yes. So now that we have that understanding, now um let's talk about, okay, some of the key factors that is causing women to neglect STEM fields. So why is it that there are like few women coming into STEM fields? Okay, what challenges are they facing? And like why do they think maybe STEM is not for them and all of that? So let's explore some of those factors, right? So I mentioned earlier that my goal is to get more women to come into STEM fields, like at the end of my topic today. So what are the key factors that some women face? Um, yeah, so the first one is gender stereotypes. Okay, so how many of you once thought that only men should be working in some particular fields? Okay, so how many of us have had that maybe while we're younger or while we're growing or at some point in your life you've have you ever thought, okay, only men should be in so field? Yes, can you mention maybe the field you thought only men should be a part of? So how many of you like once thought only men? Yeah, so Chris Davis mentioned real estate industry. Yeah, sure. She thought only men should be in real estate. Wow. So Tinika thinks that only men should be pilots. Electrical said she thought only men should be engineers. Yeah, so engineering field. So yes, there's this gender stereotype. Your Cynthia said mechanical engineer. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So um some of us still think, or some women still think, that only men should be working in some of these fields that we're talking about. Oh, when you mention software engineering to some women, they're like, it's for men, only men should be doing it. When you mention data science and all of that. So it's a challenge that people still have this gender stereotypes. And it's one of like the huge or biggest challenge out there. Okay, so another one is like the male dominated cultures, right? Because a lot of people think, okay, some of these fields are for male only. They've sort of been a culture built around these fields to maybe favor men or to favor the male gender, all right? Because like fewer women will now decide, okay, to study mechanical engineering because there's already this culture built around the fact that, oh, it's for men, right? So these fields have a lot of male cultures or cultures that favor males that has been put there, which makes women like minorities, right? So if you go to some mechanical engineering um, classes or courses or like in schools, you see that there are just few women um, in those fields, right? So we need to look about or look at all these things, all these challenges, and see how we can solve them. So later, we're going to discuss together how we can solve some of these challenges. Okay, so the next challenge is fewer role models. Okay, so girls or women have like few role models to inspire their interest in these fields. Okay, so there are even like fewer role models of women in STEM fields, right? So a large number of us, for me, for example, I came into STEM field because I saw another woman doing great at it and I felt inspired, right? But there are just a few of us, like there are a few role models out there. There are a few women that stand in that gap and say, hey, I want to be a role model to someone. I want to teach other people and bring other women into this STEM field. All right. So there are fewer role models. So it's a big challenge. It's a very huge challenge as well. And so other barriers, okay, that is causing this gender gap or is causing few women to come into STEM fields are one, the lack of basic education or training needed, right? The lack of basic education or training needed. So some people don't know, okay, where to get these trainings, where to get this education, all right? Another barrier would be domestic chores, right? Another barrier would be domestic chores and multiple roles that we play as women. Okay, you can be a woman, you can be a mother, you can be a sister, you can be like we're playing multiple roles as a caregiver. So sometimes you feel, "Ugh, do I even have the time to start exploring technology or this thing?" Yeah, there are talking about, oh, let me just face my makeup business, or let me just face my hair business. But the thing is, we have to be deliberate about some of these barriers because they would constantly keep being there. So it's for you to break through the norm, to break through, to challenge the paradigm, as the theme for this session says. You need to challenge all of these um, ideals that some people have placed, that okay, this has to be the norm. It doesn't have to be the norm. So you have to challenge and break through these barriers. All right. Also, lack of money to pay for STEM courses is another barrier that a lot of women face. Right. So how can we solve this challenge? So how can we break through this gap? Okay. So I want to hear from some of us in the comment section. So how do you think? So some of the challenges I've mentioned, or fewer role models, or lack of money to pay for courses. How do you think we can actually solve some of these challenges? I want to hear from some of us. So how do you think? Like, what should you think should be done? How, in your own way? Okay, if you were in this position, what would you do? All right, what would you do to solve this challenge? So so I want some people in comment section. So just tell me, all right, you as a woman or as a man, right? What would you do personally to actually solve some of these challenges that is causing this gap? All right, to bring like more women into STEM. Okay, Cynthia, thank you. So Cynthia mentioned scholarships for women or girls. That is absolutely true. All right. So some women don't have the money or don't even know where to get the education. Okay, so scholarships to learn some certain skills, some of these STEM fields. All right, so thank you very much, Cynthia. So Tunika says promote platforms like ENIPRO to create awareness around tech. That's absolutely correct. So there are a lot of platforms like ENIPRO doing absolutely great things when it comes to bringing more women into STEM or tech fields, right? So we need to promote it to be like, funny enough, a lot of people out there, a lot of women out there don't even know that, oh, any pro is doing this, we're into data science, we're giving out a scholarship, we have courses on UI UX. A lot of people out there do not know. Okay, and when you do not know, how do you access those platforms? All right, so we need to create more awareness. All right, educated create more awareness. Good. Kende says subsidized trainings and scholarships for women. That's very correct. Linda says free training for women. Tineke says sensitization on campuses. Yes, so the younger generations, they need to know, because if you don't attend to the younger generations, people still in school, the teenagers, the girls, right, they would come out of school with the same mindset that, hey, men are still dominating this STEM field. Oh, this STEM field is not for me, and all of that. So we need to educate them. We need to constantly take this information to them and stand as role models for a lot of women out there. Yes, so thank you very much, everyone. So your career talks, so Cynthia says career talks um, for schoolgirls. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So we all have like great ideas, seminars and webinars for girls around IT. Very, very true. So yes, we all like we understand okay how to actually solve this. I'll just mention some few more points because I think we actually mentioned a lot. I'll just mention a few. Okay, so one, give girls and women the skills and confidence to succeed in STEM, right? A lot of people don't come into STEM, a lot of girls don't come into STEM because they think, I'm not good enough, it's for a man. Am I sure I'll be able to compete with another man in this field? Will I succeed in this STEM field? So the first thing we need to do is to boost the confidence of girls and women to succeed in this field, right? By giving them training, mentorship programs, right? By giving them access to information and role models out there that can boost their confidence and make them know that yes, I can actually succeed in this field. All right, I can actually succeed in this STEM field that I'm going into. So it will make them encourage, it will make them know that yes, they can actually do a lot more than just okay being in the maybe baking industry, or they can come into technology and explore, right? And explore. Okay. Another thing we can do is to improve STEM education. Like some of us mentioned, yes, improve STEM education and support for girls starting in early education. You need to start early, right? So improve STEM education and support for girls, right? Try to do more sensitization, more trainings, more seminars like this to more seminars like this to support like more girls coming into this field. Another thing would be offer more free training opportunities, good, to women coming into STEM fields. Yes, some of us have mentioned that. So yes, more and more trainings. There are a lot of women out there that don't even know that they don't know what STEM is. They don't know what are the fields they can explore. They don't know some of these things. They don't even know how to get started, right? So there needs to be more training opportunities to women coming into STEM fields. All right. Another thing I have is improve job hiring, retention, and promotion pathways. Right. So for women, try to in your different organizations, in your different companies, there are sometimes you can say, hey, for this role that I'm hiring, this data science, I want to hire a woman, and you insist on it that okay, for this role I'm looking for a woman. I actually want to hire a woman for this particular role. For this HR role, I want to apply. I want to hire a woman. So try to improve and include, like be inclusive in your hiring process, in your retention process, and even like when it's time for promotion. Don't just say okay, our promoting men, the women can still stay where they are. Try to improve all of these things. Okay, job hiring, retention, and your promotion pathways in your different organization is going to help a lot in closing this gap. So other ways would include raising awareness, okay, that girls and women are as capable as boys or men, right? You need to give them encouragement. You need to provide educational opportunities to let them know that yes, um, they are more than their gender. They're as capable as men or boys out there. Another thing is you need to promote public awareness to parents about how they can encourage their daughters as much as their sons to come into STEM. All right, you need to include promote awareness to parents. Is very important that they need to start imbibing these skills into their children early enough, right? To encourage their daughters. Oh, why not try out this mechanical engineering field? Oh, why not try out this data science field? Okay, so they need to support their children by creating like learning opportunities and positive messages about their abilities. Don't just tell your daughters, oh, you marry and you end up in the kitchen and all of that. All those things are gone. So you need to encourage your daughters that they can be as capable as boys. They can be as capable as um, men in the STEM field. So teach girls, teach teachers, teach parents that math skills can be learned. When it comes to data science, data analytics, a lot of people shy away from it because of mathematics, right? But the thing is, it can be learned, and like you get better over time. All right. So there's a need to promote a growth mindset. All right. There's a need to promote a mindset that empowers girls to embrace some of these challenges out there. And last but not least, emphasize strong and visible role models of women in STEM fields. All right, emphasize strong and visible role models. All right, either you become a role model yourself or you look for a role model that can represent your your team members, that can represent your children, like a role model. There are a lot of women out there that can actually stand as role models and will actually lead a lot more. So yes, we need to emphasize like strong and visible role models of women in STEM. So some of the programs you can explore, one of them would include, one of the programs would include ENIPRO's STEM courses. So ENIPRO has a lot of STEM courses. You can ask them about it. All right, you can ask them about it. right? Yes. So they have like a lot of STEM courses, data science, UI UX, and a lot more. Right. So you can ask them about some of their courses. Another program you can explore is that of my organization, TCK Zone. So anything that has to do with STEM trainings for kids. So we do like different STEM trainings for kids, coding, robotics, artificial intelligence, data science, design, website development. Now anything that has to do with STEM training for kids, we cover that. And the interesting thing is all of our trainings are free. All right. So tell people about it, tell women about it, tell girls about it, tell schools about it, and let them come and explore some of these trainings. All right, let them come and explore some of these trainings. So there are like different training opportunities out there that you can also check out. All right, so there are a lot and a lot that you can check. Okay, so my advice to women: you are more than your gender. All right, you are more, a lot more than your gender. Okay, also be open to learning new skills. Is actually very important. The world is changing rapidly, like very rapidly. So you need to be able to change as well and be open to learning new things, new skills. Also, see your career, like whatever decision or career decision you want to make now, see it that it's going to set the path for a lot of future generations of women. All right, a lot of different generations. So when I was starting out my NGO, right, when I was starting out TCK Zone, I saw it that yes, I was going to be defining a lot of generation, like the younger ones. I'm defining the next generations of kids or people that would like be in the tech industry in the next 5 to 10 years. All right. So you need to see yourself in that capacity, right? And you need to see yourself as like someone that is setting the pace for the future generations of women. And lastly, put up a good fight. Honestly, if I tell you it's going to be easy, I would be lying to you, right? Especially when you're a woman in STEM, right? But you have to fight. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going on, right? It's important. Like as a woman in STEM, you have to do a lot more than men actually, right? To be able to get to that high position you want, to be able to deliver those skills that you have, to be able to be heard by people, right? You have to do a lot more. So be ready to fight, be ready to fight, be ready to learn new things, be ready to adapt. All right. So thank you for listening. So I'll leave the floor for questions now. If there are any questions any one of us might have. Um, questions, questions like from what I've been seeing so far, or comments, contributions. Yeah. If you would like to add to any other thing that I have said. All right. Yes. Yes. For my platform, kids between 5 to 16 years, right? Male and female. So yeah, it's open to both genders. Welcome. Thank you.